Your top performers from Week 6. We talked about Trevor Spates and what he was able to do for McAllen Memorial. 292 yards, 3 touchdowns. Matthew Guzman of Mercedes got close to the 200 mark. Jaden Taylor of Harlingen South, 176 and 2 touchdowns. Top receivers, Adrian Salazar has been Javier Obregon's #1 target, 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. Omar Hunter with a big game for Harlingen. Mark Garcia with a big game with Eric Morales back in for Ed Calchelse. And your top passers, Javier Obregon, as we said, Sammy Basilio of Palmview with a big game. But your #1 passer, Trace Barrera of Sherryland, 265 and 4 touchdowns. And why not? Take a look at the highlights from Friday night. Sherryland at Edinburgh, and Barrera, gets a nice tip and catch right there from probably his top weapon, Estefan Castillo. And you get to see Castillo here on the end around for a touchdown. But the fact is, Barrera has like 8 different guys that he throws to in every single game. Sherryland's offense is unbelievable. They get the big win over Edinburgh, and these are your 35A standings with Donna and Sherryland atop the standings, both 4-0, 6-0. Edinburgh North 4-1, 6-1, and then Juarez Lincoln and Economides. We will talk about those two in a moment, but first, Donna and Sherryland have gotten this far. They are the only 2 5A teams that we have unbeaten. We will only have one after this Friday. How have they done it, David?
Well, basically, you mentioned it before. Sherryland throws a bunch of different guys. Donna runs a lot of different guys. They move, they plod along, but they do it in different styles, and it's going to be a fun game to watch, I think.
It's very deliberate, the style is. Sherryland, with all those receivers, Donna's defensive backs and linebackers have got to be on point this week.
Well, they better be. And again, the way I look at this football game is who can play mistake-free. And Sherryland's offense is more susceptible to mistakes and big plays than is Donna, and therefore, that's why I'm leaning towards hype, though.
What Donna was able to do was that sending a message against Edinburgh Vela. We're talking about 4 interceptions returned for touchdowns, and it's against a first-year team, which is Vela, but still 4 interceptions for touchdowns, 3 in the second quarter alone. It looks like they're opportunistic, David.
Yeah, regardless of the level of competition or whatever, that's still very impressive. It doesn't matter, 4 pick sixes in a game is just amazing, and I think it's going to be could be a factor. Maybe they will return one.
All right, well, let's talk about the picks. Let's make it. Who will stay undefeated after this week, David?
Well, I have Sherryland #1. I've been ranking them #1 all year. But I'm going to pick Donna. I just think their running game and the way they control the ball and the way they can, get the clock continue to move, I think is going to be the difference.
That makes sense.
Don't get caught in a shootout. If you don't, Donna wins.
Yeah, but if you get behind, then Sherryland has already proven that they have the offense that can come from behind, and they proved it against Economides. Yes, Economides doesn't have quite the talent that Donna has, but what Sherryland was able to do in that game makes me think they're ready. That's why they are my pick. But the other team that's been making big news out of this district, Juarez Lincoln Huskies. Where did they come from? Well, they came from 4A football is where they came from, and this past week they had a huge win over Big Brother La Jolla, their first ever game against them. David, what Juarez Lincolns have been able to do is nothing short of amazing.
Yeah, because when I saw them earlier in the year against PSG Memorial, they really struggled in that game. And I think when I pick them every week, I still remember that team that I saw earlier. Obviously, they're much improved, and they've done just a great job of improving since the first time I saw them.
The Huskies get it done with a run game as well, Joe. They've got 2 big running backs, and both of them haven't been healthy at the same time until this past week against La Jolla.
And I think that's the key to this team is getting healthy. First of all, they get in the transition. No matter how you prepare, you just aren't there until you played against it. And so the transition period took a little longer, but they're there now in the running game with 2 healthy backs. Pretty good.
Well, they're taking on another run team, which is Economides. It's a Thursday night, 7 o'clock start, so there's a chance that this game could be over by 9:15, guys. David, your thoughts? Economides, they know how to run the ball as well. They've had some injuries as well. Who wins this game, and who has the edge on that 4th and final playoff spot in 35A?
The thing that really stood out to me about Economides is just how well they played against Sherryland, and that just spoke volumes to me about that game. And I just really think I see Economides winning this game.
Your thoughts, Joe?
I think Economides is going to win it as well. I don't think it'll be easy. I think they'll have to use some passing game and hope that they don't allow Juarez-Lincoln to control the tempo of that football game with the running game.
Yeah, I'm going to go Economides with this one. That slot T is tough to defend, and so far Juarez-Lincoln has not faced it. I think they're going to have the edge. Edinburgh Cat Stadium looking for a winner, and I think the guys in orange will get it done. That is it for this segment of Sunday Sports Extra. When we come back, we're going to talk about another big surprise team, which is Brownsville Veterans. Folks, they've won the city championship already, and we're not even to week 7 yet. We'll talk about them and their chances against Harlingen. It's all coming up next.